What would we really do without trees? They provide us with oxygen, food, medicine, habitats for animals, prevent soil erosion. While all trees are nothing short of spectacular, some really stand out. Coming up are some of the most amazing trees in the world you've probably never heard of. Rainbow eucalyptus. This tree looks like a work of art. The tree's colorful patterns are a result of sections of bark shedding at different times during the year. It starts off a light brown and then a light green, which over time turns into hues of dark green, blue, pink, red, purple, orange, and every other color of the rainbow. This isn't the only thing that's very interesting about this tree. The rainbow eucalyptus is the only eucalyptus tree indigenous to the northern hemisphere, growing in the Philippines, New Guinea, and forests that get a lot of rain. It's also one of the fastest growing trees at over 3 feet per year, and its trunk can get quite large, up to a diameter of 6 feet. I'm pretty sure this tree would make Julie Garland think to herself, "What a wonderful world." The HYPERION. The HYPERION is a coast redwood in California that is 115 meters or 380 feet tall, making it the world's tallest living tree. It was found in a remote area of Redwood National and State Parks in August 2006. It's estimated to be at least 600 years old, though some reports say it's about 700 to 800 years old. Can't picture just how tall the HYPERION is? Well, just imagine it's about 75 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty and about 63 feet taller than Big Ben. Dragon's Blood Tree. This tree is native to a remote island 200 miles off the coast of Yemen called Socotra. Its unique umbrella shape is distinctive, and it gets its name based on its bright red sap. The sap is used as a dye and was used as a violin varnish and as a folk remedy for various ailments. Dragon's blood trees can live to be thousands of years old and take a long time to mature before they reproduce. Unfortunately, these trees are becoming endangered as several of them were uprooted when the island was hit by numerous cyclones since 2015. Web tree. Look at this remarkable banyan tree in the Guangxi province of China that stands on a whole web of roots. Originally, the roots of the tree grew against a wall. When this wall was dismantled, the tree was uprooted to a new location and the roots became its trunk. They're known for their extensive roots around the world, similar to strangler fig trees like this one Nanning, which is also in Guangxi. These strangler trees grow around objects and even wrap around other live trees, sucking the nutrients out from their roots, causing the original tree to die. They're a lot like the Tetrameles nudiflora, which is shown here to be slowly engulfing the ruins of Cambodia's historic Ta Prohm Temple. Clearly, these trees are all about survival of the fittest. Quaking aspens. You might also think these trees are on the list because of their stunning canary-colored foliage, but their true beauty lies below the surface. Literally, above the ground, these trees seem to stand individually, but actually, they're joined together by their roots, which can form one large organism that can expand up to 20 acres wide. The quaking aspen in Bryce Canyon National Park is even estimated to be 80,000 years old. Now this is a specimen that proves there is strength in unity. BOAB prison tree. BOAB trees grow in low-lying areas in Africa and Australia. They're unique to other trees as their trunks can grow very large and their bark is smooth and shiny. Because of their shape, they're also known as bottle trees and are excellent for storing water during droughts. Their strange looks have always attracted sightseers, but this particular tree in Western Australia probably draws more than others. Known as the BOAB prison tree, it was alleged to have been used as a holding cell for Aboriginal prisoners in the 1890s. Though it looks the part, researchers say that there's no evidence to prove this claim, and they are pushing for it to be renamed and respected as a sacred site based on its significance to Aboriginal people. Trees of life. This next tree seems to defy the boundaries of life and death. Known also as the tree root cave or the Kalaylock tree, this freak of nature is located just north of the Kalaylock Lodge in Washington. It's from the largest family of spruce, the Sitka spruce, and is noted for its height and wide trunk. But while erosion and other elements should have taken its life, this tree continues to thrive with its roots exposed and holding on to nothing but air. But what about a tree thriving in a desert? The Sharajat al-Hayat, or Tree of Life in Bahrain, stands alone in an extremely harsh environment and has been doing so for over 400 years. Even though it's known for holding a great deal of water, you can't help but wonder from where, since there's no water source in sight. These are true survivors, or should I say, tree survivors. The DIVI tree. This tree is one of the largest of its kind ever found, at around 50 feet or 15 meters tall. Formerly known as the Libidibia carraria, this tree looks contorted because it's constantly hit by trade winds that batter the coastal sites where it often grows. That means it's a natural compass and always points southwest. It's a landmark of the countryside on island nations like Aruba, where this picture was taken. When allowed to grow in regions without the wind, it looks like a normal tree. Apart from its unusual shape, it's also amazing because we use its pods to extract tannins for leather production. But these are not the only trees that seem to succumb to gale force winds. Look at these windswept trees at Slope Point in New Zealand. The fierce, cold southwesterly winds from Antarctica make these trees look like they went for a drive in a convertible with the top down. Chapel oak. While some people might turn to church for answers about the trees of life, what about if the tree itself is a church? La Chênaie Chapelle, or the Chapel Oak in the small village of Allaville, Belfast, France, houses not one, but two small chapels. It's said to have been growing 1,000 years ago, which would make it one of the world's oldest trees. In the 1600s, the tree was struck by lightning, which caused it to burn right through the center and created a hollowed-out trunk. It miraculously survived, and the local abbot Du Detroit and Father Du Cerceau decided to build a shrine to the Virgin Mary in the hollow of the tree. Another small chapel and a staircase was later added. During the French Revolution, a mob threatened to burn down the Chapel Oak as it became a symbol of the old way. But a local quickly renamed it to the Temple of Reason, and it was spared. Quick thinking or divine intervention? Circus trees. Swede Axel Erlandsson settled in California, which is where he observed the process of inosculation, which is when one tree bonds to another. He then decided to create his own set of odd trees. It took him many years to shape, graft, and prune these trees. He opened his tree circus in 1947 with his transplanted tree featuring ones such as the four-legged giant and the basket tree. He sent Robert Ripley a few pictures, and Ripley featured the trees in his cartoons 12 times. Despite this, the tree circus didn't have many visitors, and so Erlandsson had to sell it. It was close to being bulldozed when finally, Michael Bonfantes bought them and moved them to his amusement park called Gilroy Gardens, and about 25 of the trees there are on display. Arbol del Tule. The fame of this next tree spreads far and wide. Very, very wide. El Arbol del Tule, or Tree of Tule, is a formidable Montezuma cypress located in the town center of Santa Maria del Tule in Oaxaca, Mexico. With a diameter of 11.62 meters, it's considered the widest tree in the world. It's so wide that it was once assumed to be a merger of several trees, but modern DNA analysis has proven the Tree of Tule is actually just one individual tree. Estimated at about 1,500 years old, it's also one of the world's oldest trees. It's said it would take about 30 people with arms outstretched to join hands and encircle it, given that the heavily buttressed circumference ranges somewhere between 137 to 170 feet. In its knots and crooks, visitors have found likenesses of human faces, lions, elephants, goblins, and other creatures. The tree is even the inspiration of an annual festival celebrated on the second Monday of October. Lone cypress. This iconic Monterey cypress grows alone on a granite cliff overlooking California's beautiful Pacific coast. The 250-year-old tree attracted many visitors, and the owner of the Pebble Beach Golf Links and Resort registered a drawing of the tree as the company trademark in 1919. The tree has survived many harsh weather conditions, including storms and drought, but a recent storm in February 2019 broke off one of its branches. 149-year-old wisteria. This wisteria plant, located in Ashikaga Flower in Japan, may not be the largest in the world, but it still covers an impressive 21,000 square feet, around 2,000 square meters. It can be traced back to as early as 1870. While wisterias might look like trees, they're actually vines. What makes this wisteria attract so many visitors is its glorious beauty. It looks like a magnificent late evening sky with splashes of pink and purple. Truly a stunning sight. The vines tend to get very heavy, so the structure is held up on steel supports, which allow visitors to walk below its canopy and truly take in its beauty. Japanese maple. This might be one of the most elegant trees you'll ever see. The Japanese maple is a species of woody plant native to Japan, North Korea, South Korea, Eastern Mongolia, and Southeast Russia. It's one of the most versatile small trees. Its twisting branches and variegated leaves of green, yellow, and red make this iconic tree look beautiful in any season. Antarctic beech. The Antarctic beech, or Nair, is native to Argentina, Chile, and the eastern highlands of Australia. These spectacular trees can be extremely old. Ancient specimens can be about 12,000 years old, meaning they've been around during the Ice Age. What makes this particular beech in Oregon spectacular is something that would usually not be so desirable: moss. This tree is fully draped by hanging moss, but it gives it an eerie, almost enchanting beauty, so I would say it is making the most of this moss. Bonsai tree. Last but certainly not least, or maybe it is the least in terms of size, is the bonsai tree. Well, the bonsai is not exactly a tree, but an art form. And no, I'm not being philosophical. Bonsai trees are normal plants that have been trained using sophisticated techniques such as regular pruning and wiring to keep them in miniature size, and yet preserving the aesthetic qualities of the plant. The term bonsai simply means planted in a container. There are a number of amazing bonsai trees that are very extraordinary and worthy of mention. Look at this popular one in Shunkin. It's known to be 800 years old, or this exotic blue Japanese wisteria bonsai. Not to mention these amazing tiny bonsai, or cho mini bonsai trees. It takes a lot of patience to sculpt these trees, but it seems worth the work. So there you have it, some of the most amazing trees in the world. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.